Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Om. Adorations to Lord Krishna, the preceptor of the universe, destroyer of the forces of darkness, and bestower of immortality. Srimad Bhagavad Gita in chapter 8, entitled Akshara Brahma Yoga, the yoga of imperishable Brahman. Verse number 5. Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram yaprayati samadbhavam yati nastyatra sanshayah. Whoever leaves his body, remembering me at the time of death, attains my being. There's no doubt about it. These are profound statements, said in just few lines, but deeper meaning you have to have patience to understand. Role of remembrance. In daily life, lots of experiences come, lots of memories operate. Things that are very impressive to your mind today, you may go on remembering for 5 years. But suddenly it slips from your mind. It has nothing to do with it. I'm just giving simple, countless experiences you had from childhood. And you have countless experiences from life to life. But forget about other lives, even in this life. You don't remember all. Only select memories, those experiences that have touched and created change in your bhavana, feeling, in your vasana, in your subtle inclinations, subtle desires. That means in your subconscious and in your samskaras. Those experiences are remembered because the experiences have created a seal, a chap. Subtle way to understand. Your bhavana, type of feeling you entertain your heart, that has great role in allowing certain experience to stay sticking to your deeper, say in your heart itself. And the experiences that you hold on to, they go into your subconscious level. They're called vasanas. And those vasanas, they are supported by samskaras, deep impressions in your unconscious. So the changes go on occurring in these levels, in your bhavana, in your vasana, in your samskara. And whatever remains very firm impact, that you remember. Again, when you say you remember, it simply doesn't mean that it's always in your conscious mind. Those are operating through your mind, consciously, subconsciously, unconsciously. So whenever we talk about remembrance, it is not just conscious remembrance. And it is that type of remembrance that I have explained that has created deep imprint in your personality. The deepest level is your chitta, unconscious. Another point you have to understand, that different types of things that impress your mind, allegorically speaking, think of a boat in a lake, and it is being pulled in different directions. It is in a strange predicament. Some robbers have put their trap, and they are pulling the boat, one from the east, another from the west, another from the south, another from the north. Boat can't go in all four directions. Boat will go with the resultant of all those forces. Wherever there is real strength, though it is being pulled in many directions. But ultimately, mathematically, the resultant develops. And in that direction, the boat moves. Your soul's project is like the boat project. You continue to handle so many things in your life, but at the deepest level, if suddenly you have to die, the resultant occurs immediately. Even your computer should do immediately, in 1 second like that. Another point to understand, that your goal is not to wait until you die. Allow your sadhana in such a way that the resultant of all that you are acquiring becomes highlighted in your mind, not at the time of death, but any moment in your life. In other words, the ideal state, developing one-pointedness in your mind. One-pointed, what's that one point? God. God is the reality. God is my essence. God is the reality behind the world. And those points I have already discussed before. Gita presented it in so many ways, that God is behind everything. But you must live your life in such a way, which now turn your attention to integral yoga. If you really want to have one-pointed vision, one-pointed mind towards God, your action must be along karma yoga. Feelings must flow along bhakti yoga. The will aspect along Raja Yoga, Dhyana Yoga. And your understanding movement that starts with your intellect, that Jnana Yoga. If the 4 yogas are operating, if yoga is being practiced in an integral way in your daily life, now the type of deepest impression that you are gathering in your mind, those are called Shubha Samskaras. Those impressions are of a different nature. They are not impressions of karmas, impressions of superficial experiences, of luxury, pleasure, and moha-based experiences. That's not there. The deepest filters out is that which is real. Think of clouds have created obstacle for the sun. But by integral yoga, the clouds are getting cleared up. When the cloud was not so clear, it was refracting the light of the sun. And your vision was going after rainbows and many other refracted illuminations. But as you are purifying, the impressions of refracted illumination, those impressions can't stay. But impressions of the revelation of the sun, that revelation occurs unwittingly, you don't know it, but automatic, because that's your reality. So as that begins to operate, you are opening a channel to Dhruva Smriti, the type of memory that will not be shaken by anything, because it is not a memory of a happening. Rather, it is a revelation of the truth. So think of the difference between something you are remembering and something is being revealed, a revelation. Very ordinary example, an easy example. You have a very costly necklace on your neck. And suddenly in your trip, you become so anxious, everything you have. But what did you do to your most costly necklace of pearls? Because you can't see your neck. You go after looking everywhere. And you collect so many impressions. You injure your finger in one place, hurt your foot in another place, in the process of looking. Because they're so impatient, you want to find it. So you are having that type of experience. In the name of this finding the pearl, you are going after unnecessary experiences. Now, there comes someone, the guru, points out, is right on your neck. Now the type of recollection now you have developed, the type of memory now you have developed, that memory is a revelation of already existing reality. That's called Dhruva Smriti. Remembering yourself as an individual being. I will not go further in detail, but that's what you have to understand. Once the Dhruva Smriti has dawned, in ordinary language, you are constantly remembering God. Here again, another point you have to remember. When we talk of God, people have so much distracted concepts of God. My God is Shiva. What is your God? Krishna. No. My God is Rama. It's better. I will not go into detail. If you want to build up Dhruva Smriti, you need to understand subtlety about Godward movement of the mind. In an early stage, allowing your mind to turn to different aspects of God. That's very practical. If you want to go for examination, to succeed in your knowledge, in your vidya, the God you worship, Saraswati Devi. If you want to have business, no Saraswati, Lakshmi Devi. This doesn't mean that I'm saying that you shouldn't do that. But understand all these Devis and Devatas that you worship and different presentations of God from different religions, they are all one and the same. That point has to enter your mind. So if you are developing great devotion to Lakshmi and your Ishta Devata is Krishna, don't view this as contradiction. Lakshmi Devi is Krishna's own Shakti. Krishna himself is Krishna as well as Radha. The terms used are Anya Devata, Ananya Devata. If your concept is that different deities give you different objectives, And you need to have variations in your life, not just one devata. Then your mind is not clear. You cannot have dhruva smriti. But when you understand that all gods and goddesses and all religious presentations of God, they are nothing but one and the same. And therefore, you are free to sing bhajans of all gods and goddesses. But no matter which goddess or god is inspiring you, understand it is inspiration behind all of them are different aspects of the same God. As you assimilate all these, this is a progressive movement. Even in your daily life, your deep-rooted focus becomes love of God. Yam yam yapi smaran bhavam tyajantyante kalevaram tam tameveti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavita. Whatever being a person thinks of at the time of death, O son of Kunti, overpowered by the thought thereof, that being does he attain. Now, this is another alternative. If you don't have the remembrance of me, God, Krishna uses the term me, which refers to Brahman, the Absolute, one God who is worshipped in countless ways. And even when you are worshipping other gods, Gita has already said that it is that one God who has allowed you to receive blessings of other gods. Because he is the one who is source of all gods. If you have so many pictures of yours taken by your fans, you are being worshipped through all those different pictures. Now, if you don't have that state of allowing your mind to flow towards the absolute truth behind the entire universe experience, if you go on looking for who is the experiencer, who is the knower, who is the light of lights, the answer comes, the I am. But the I am is not your ego. All reflected suns have their own illuminations. But what is their illumination coming from? What is the real one source? Sun. But this is the mature state, ideal state. But if you have not attained that ideal state, then you are led by your karmic process. And karma follows a complete, precise law. All sakamya attainments. So led by your low-grade worship, just for fulfillment of your desire, as well as led by your nihilistic mind. What you remember at the time of death is based upon the resultant of different karmas. One karma is leading you that way, another karma is leading that way. But the resultant comes in at the time of death. And the resultant sometimes will be inconceivable, not. You have been positive, you have been negative, you have been deluded, you have been insightful. All these karmas bring about a resultant. And that resultant karma is, whenever you die, that's nature's law. It is a resultant that will take your soul and lead it to its future. What will be your next embodiment? That is determined by your last will that enters your mind. Last thing that you remember. The term remember is not ordinary memory. Many die and they don't even know that they are dying. So you will think of what happened. It's forgot to remember. Not so it. The law statement remains effective. You want to incarnate, take it very in an ordinary type of interpretation. To whatever being you think of. You want to be a Brahmin. You want to be in Alaska. You want to be born, I'm kind of exaggerating it. Or even fascinated to be a pet dog, a cat, a deer. Whatever will be your last bhavana, resultant, that's what you will get. If you have been practicing music, when you start in the later part of your life, and you have become fascinated and gain a lot of talent about it, your last thought will lead you to the house of a musician. Where even in your third or fourth year, will put your finger on the keyboards and amaze your parents. How cute. That's the remembrance. The last remembrance led you to your next embodiment. And it follows the same law. Whatever you have allowed to become most impressive, that becomes your law. Therefore, if you are wise, You continue to follow the path of integral yoga that goes on correcting what type of thing you should remember. Integral yoga plays the role of melody. Consider 4 strings, discordant, karma, bhakti, dhyana, jnana. In the state of discordance, your profoundest memory will be monkey memory, donkey memory. But if you begin to harmonize yourself in an integral way, now all the discordant concepts of your mind automatically will move away. Melody cures your malady. The malady aspect of your personality begins to move. Therefore, what becomes your recollection? The source of melody. And that's God, Brahman. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu ma manusmara yudhyacha mayyarpit manor buddhir me vayyapsya sanshaya me vayyapyasya sanshaya. Therefore, remembering me at all times and fight. Having given all this, the main purpose behind all the description is what now being how to allow your mind to stay focused on God, so that that is your last thought. If my God has become the supreme beloved of your heart, or God has become the truth behind your identity, then that is your dhruva smriti, last thought. And that thought is dhruva, invincible, infallible, a revelation that is a revelation of truth, and truth never changes. Keeping that in goal, if you don't have that, you're going after illusion. At the last breath, you come to the grip of what have you earned in your life, the result of all your earning. What is your jivan ki kamai? What is the earning? What did you earn? You lived all their life. Show me your bank. But if you have followed the ideal, keep that in view, how to Allow your mind day by day through integral movement, which is bringing melody in your life. And mind is being now drawn to the light of truth. With that intention, all that you live your life is a constant battle called sangram. I have a witty interpretation of sangram. It is sangram, to be drawn to Ram. If you are doing your duty well, you are touched by divine within you. Even your daily jobs, daily activities, if you are bringing proper skill and deep focus, first to understand the type of work you do is swadharma. It is not unrighteous work. Once it is that type you have chosen, then enjoy doing it as if you are touching the feet of God. Yoga karma sukaushalam. Do anything that you are doing japa, your one sadhana, do it with a composed mind, as well as good as you can. Anything that you are handling, you are dealing with people, have skill. Are you hurting them? Or are you giving them good advice? Or are you inflating your own ego? And so many things. Each point I'm saying requires volume. So this type of constant alertness to be on the right direction, and automatically your action becomes karma yoga. Emotions help you to develop bhakti. Your will is not to hold on to perishable things. It goes after discovering who am I. And gana movement becomes the highlight of your project. How to lead your aham from the mayhem of illusions. So remember me at all times. I've already explained what that memory, remember me, doesn't mean you are just sit down and go on. Take a mala and from morning till night just go on doing that. Sometimes in discipline you can do that, but that is not your daily style. You cannot hold on to it. And that's a wrong process. And the fight term means allow harmony and melody to occur in the discordant chords of your personality. What will be the result? You will attain me without a doubt. And I couldn't go any further now. Om Shri Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Krishnaya Namah. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om. Prayer for shower of Karunamaya Ras, of God's grace over all. Sabko Sanamati De Bhagavan, may aspiration for God realization be kindled in every heart, so that you overcome mortality virus. And that's the real virus that every soul must face and overcome. A soul freed of this virus becomes whole, Brahman. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukum Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshyama Mritat Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Nidamaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kashchid Dukha Bhag Bhavet Om Shanti 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 Om Hari Om Tat